Good morning. It is just after 8:15 on Saturday, the 6th of May, and we have a long weekend ahead of us. So I thought I would vlog. It is actually an extra bank holiday. We don't normally have one at this point in May. May has two, it's always been greedy. So the first Monday of the month I worked, and that's a bank holiday, and the last Monday of the month I will be working, and that's also a bank holiday, but this Monday is an extra one. So the coronation is actually today, and I think stuff has actually started, but the main event is later on this morning, and I will be watching some of it. But I'm just interested in all the, all the pomp and the ceremony, just to watch it. The last coronation was a bloody long time ago, so because it is a long weekend, I thought I would revisit a reading challenge. I'm going to try and read 24 hours over the 3-day weekend. So that does mean 8 hours reading a day. And do I feel any more likely to complete my reading challenge? I'm not sure, to be honest. We're going to give it a good go. And I've been trying to come up with, a reading plan for this for the last few days, and I'm probably going to ignore that because I'm so much of a mood reader. And I have a book to start with, and I have my next book picked out as well. Would it be a good idea to read some really long books, older books on my TBR? Yeah, probably, because I'm going to dedicate the time. But in fact, I'm probably going to read new books that I have bought in Nottingham most recently, just to have that sense of achievement. But I will be starting the weekend off with Lost in the Moment and Found by Seanan McGuire, and this I think is the 8th, I want to say. Wayward Children's book. I finally got my copy. I've been waiting for this one, and this actually finally arrived, and good God, they're expensive. It's so short, but yeah, they're expensive. So I will be starting my challenge with this one. As for May's reading, it's been going really well. I finished a couple of decently sized books in this last week. It's only the 6th, so 2 books finished this month is really, really good. Last night I finished on my Kindle Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. I didn't enjoy that one as much as the other Nyaxia books, but it was interesting to see more of the world that it's all set in and see how everything ties together with other parts of the world, and I will be eagerly awaiting the next one. So I did read that on my Kindle because I received an e-copy from Carissa, but I don't have the physical copy. I will probably buy that one eventually. Other than that, I have the second Bone Ships. What's it called? It's over there. Call of the Bone Ships. I don't think I'm going to focus on that over this weekend, but we'll see what I'm in the mood for. I do have a very general idea. I am planning on sticking to physical books for this reading because SBFBO 9 kicks off soon. It's open to submission on the 17th of May, so that will be starting on the 1st of June. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time attached to my Kindle again, so it'll be nice to get some physical copies read. So yes, I am returning for a judge for SBFBO 9, which I'm really excited about. I've had 2 fantastic SBFBOs, and I'm looking forward to my 3rd. Other than that, I'm really not sure what else is going on. There's not a lot going on. The weather is lovely. I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not because the forecast keeps changing, and I would like to hang some washing out, so I may risk it, And I don't know what else I've got planned other than trying to get, as much reading done as possible. Probably my book journal at some point. That would be nice. I have 2 books to add to it. Yeah, I don't have any Amazon orders coming in. I am back, not on a complete no buy, but we're trying not to buy books again. We need to save up some money for events, and that's where we are. Lila is settling down next to me. Spencer is curled up asleep, and I think we shall go and get a cup of tea, sort my washing out, and then start the timer once again and start reading and see what we can get through over the next 3 days. It's just after 10:30. I have been reading for an hour and 22 minutes, and I have just finished Lost in the Moment and Found by Seanan McGuire. So this is the 8th and pretty much quite a short one of the Wayward Children series, and this one It's quite difficult to decide my feelings at the moment because gets so incredibly dark, and it is so uncomfortable, the beginning sections to read, and there is a very important content warning at the start for grooming and gaslighting and manipulation by an adult of relationships within a family. So it is really quite uncomfortable to read, but it's very important to note that Shauna Maguire points out that Antsy runs before anything can happen. So she ends up in this place where things are lost, and then we best learn about what's going on there and what's happening with this lost place. It's like the most incredible junk shop you could imagine. There's books and things and everything piled up, and the writing is incredibly descriptive and as beautiful as ever. Shauna Maguire's writing is definitely very easy to get into and very easy to just get swept up into, but yeah, definitely some very uncomfortable scenes at the beginning. So an hour and 22 minutes, first book done. I do have the coronation stuff on the telly. I keep getting distracted by it. Oh, Harry's just arriving. So I will be sort of dipping in and out of that, but I need to go and pick another book to read, I think. And I think I know what I want. So let's go upstairs and get it and see how far we can get through that one and add some more time. So yeah, an hour and 22 minutes. I'm going to be distracted by all this stuff that's going on the telly for a bit, I think. And the sun is shining here. It's actually raining in London. We've got the nice weather up in Grimsby for a change. Hey, Sleepy Spencer. Okay, up in the library, which is once again messy. The cats come in, cause chaos. Also, it's a dark carpet, and they always just look worse when you have animals because they've got white bellies, so there's always white fur going around. So I do need to tidy up in here at some point, but I'm going to find our next read, and I think we're going to read this. I nearly broke my no-buy to buy this, and I ended up getting it from Nottingham instead. So let's read Descendant Machine. It's now about 10 to 4, and my reading total so far is 2 hours and 37 minutes, which is really not what I was hoping to be at this point of the day. I have watched quite a bit of things on the telly to do with the coronation, so that has been taking up some time, but now I think the bulk of it is over. I think there's a concert tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll have a look what's going on, but there's still reading time left. I can still get plenty of reading done today. I was going to order food, but then I decided that was just the most stupid idea to do that today of all days, so I got myself a taco kit when I did my shopping yesterday, so I'll be cooking tacos soon. Anyway, reading update. I'm really getting on well with Descendant Machine by Gareth L. Powell, and I'm on page 127. So not halfway through, maybe just over a third of the way through. I've got about 220 pages left, so definitely going to try and get this finished tonight because, you know, there's still plenty of reading time to pack in today. This is kind of told after the events, but told through the perspective of one of the ships, but they're telling it as the story. So you do get point of views of a few different people on different sides of things. So our lead character is called Nicola Mafalda, and she was drastically injured and she's still kind of recovering mentally from that. And we've also got this mystery going on and kind of a manhunt. There's this great big object in a solar system, and one faction of a race that lives in the solar system wants to open this object, and then everyone's trying to find out what's going on. So there's a lot of racing around. So it is really fast paced, and it is part of the continuance, which is Stars and Bones was a continuance novel, but this one explains itself to the point where the ship actually explains the history of the arc ships of the humans. So you do understand what's going on in the world if you haven't read Stars and Bones. So it does stand on its own, but you do get more context of the world if you've read the build-up from the other book. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's fast-paced, it's fun, it's easy to get into, and I'm really enjoying it. So I have a little bit more reading time before I need to feed the kittens and before I need to feed myself. And then I've still got to try and fit in up to 8 hours today, which is a lot. So let's get back to some reading. It is 6:45 now. I have just eaten and cleaned up the kitchen. Took a while because for some reason I had used pretty much every knife and fork and bowl that I own. I don't know why. But the best thing about having a taco meal kit is that Becky tomorrow also gets to have a taco meal kit. So I'm looking forward to that already. The rest of the evening, I'm going to be playing with the kitties, I think, because they are starting to get restless, so they need to be played with. And try and catch up with my reading. I'm at 3.5 hours. Definitely wanted to be further than that today, but I spent, I watched more of the stuff going on the BBC than I planned. But, it's been a long time since anything like that happened here, so it was quite interesting. But I will be going back to Descendant Machine just as soon as the kitties are, knackered. And they'll let me relax for the rest of the evening. And hopefully I can get a good solid couple of hours back in before I start falling asleep. Doesn't mean I have to catch up tomorrow. Anyway, I will update you. It is just before 10 p.m. and I look tired. I am tired. In fact, I'm going to go to bed now. I'm not going to get as much reading done as I hoped to today. Definitely not hitting that 8 hours. I'm at 4 hours and 45 minutes of total reading today, and we are done for the day. I'm ready for bed. The kitties are ready for bed. We're all just going to go and get some sleep. But I did finish reading Descendant Machine. So I really enjoyed that. It was so much fun. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. There's a lot going on in here. And I'm just really happy I got around to this one because big fan of Gareth L. Powell, as you well know from this channel. But yeah, let's talk about more things in the morning, and I'll see you when I'm a little bit more awake. Good morning. It is 9:15 on Sunday the 7th of May. I did not get up as early as I was planning, so I have not actually done any reading yet. There's a lot of reading to pack in today. We're gonna have a good go at it. So as I said last night, I finished Descendant Machine by Gareth L. Powell, and I had an absolutely fantastic time while reading this one. It is such an action-filled book. There is so much going on. The writing is so clear. It's one of the things I really enjoy about Gareth's writing, is that everything is just so clearly pictured. It has some great characters, and it is such a fast and absorbing read because there is so much going on. The chapters are pretty short and snappy, so there's always a lot of movement, and I just found this actually just fly by. And then there's this growing mystery as well as we try and figure out what these huge things in space are, and then we find out some things about what's going on, and obviously someone is trying to open the giant things in space, and I don't think I've read science fiction where opening the big thing in space is a really good idea. So worth the wait, and I really enjoyed all the nods to other science fiction throughout this one. There were bits and pieces here and there which were really fun to pick up. So that one is done. I have actually picked up what I'm going to read next, but I'm going to start this now. It shouldn't take me long. So this is Black Bloom by Felix I. D. DeMaro. This is very shiny. So this is a self-published thing I found on Amazon a while ago. The physical copy was only £4, and I read the sample and really enjoyed the writing. So in this one, there's a video that goes viral, and it is of a kid picking a dandelion in, where is it? In India, I think? Yeah. And the dandelion is black. And then within a few weeks, most of the world has gone blind. So it is a fairly short read, and the font is quite large, and I think this is it being told afterwards. So there's articles and all sorts in here, and there's illustrations as well. So give that one a go. I don't think it'll take long for me to get through that one, but yeah, we definitely need to make some progress in our reading today. I would like to go for a walk down to the seafront. that is going to take in some reading time, but I do feel like we need to go and have a nice walk today. I was going to go into town, but I think I would rather go to the seafront. I would like to go to the works because I need to pick up a couple of things to send off, and I don't know, just go and see what's going on. There is that person who sells all the books in the crates down the seafront, and I know I said I'm on a no-buy, but they're only a couple of pounds each, and I have not been there for ages, for months, so I think it might be worth just go and have a little look. It is quite a foggy, dull morning, and I think we have some rain forecast for later, so I'm not quite sure what time I'm going to go down, but I am going to do some reading first, and my poor book journal is currently behind. But let's not worry about that one. Let's read Black Bloom and see what we think about this one. It's about 10:15 now, and my total reading time is 5 hours and 16 minutes. I still need to keep going, but I've hit about the halfway mark of Black Bloom, and I thought I would come in and just have a little talk about where we are with things. So this is shaping up to be quite a fast read, and I'm planning on finishing this and then going for my walk after I have finished it. So our narrator is Alexander, and he has gone back to document what happened. So everything is sort of split up into days, and then we have some conspiracy websites, we have some news articles, and just bits and pieces about the world. So it's about 10 days, I think, after the initial flower has been found at the point we're in the book, and things are happening really, really quickly. So after the initial flower has been found, we are in a world where climate change has sort of really started to get excessive, so there's really, really high winds. There's comments that Seattle is being evacuated over the next decade because it's going underwater, and these black dandelions have spread around the world very, very quickly, followed by what feels like initially an eye infection. And there is actually a news article basically saying that conjunctivitis is being spread really, really quickly. Is it a news article or is it just mentioned? I can't remember. So everything is going on lockdown, which apparently seems excessive in this world, but it does say that because of the slow response of COVID, new measures were brought in so that while these measures may seem extreme now, they're going to stop this outbreak immediately. But, things seem to be going quite badly. So the characters are actually really great. Alexander is a really great narrator, so we're finding bits and pieces about his life, his wife, and all the people around him as we're going through. And I'm really quite impressed because it is such a short book. We do have a really well-built main character here. So I am going to probably finish this now, and then we'll go for a walk, and I think I'm going to be very, very naughty for lunch and order something in. Very naughty. But let's finish this and go for a walk and then see what happens. It's about 11 o'clock now, and I have been reading for a total of 5 hours and 47 minutes, and it's becoming increasingly apparent to me that once again I am not going to hit 24 hours in my reading vlog, but we're going to do as many as possible. Anyway though, I've just finished Black Bloom, and I feel like I had a really satisfying ending. I'm really pleased with how everything wrapped up with that one, and I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I highly recommend this one. This one was a really nice surprise. It was just one of those random finds off Amazon, and I would like to do some more reviews, but we're going to have to see how I feel after this full weekend of reading. It's already been a lot, and I still have so many hours to go. My book journal is just so far behind. I may have to call it quits at some point tomorrow and then work on my book journal and reviews just to get caught up. But I'm going to go and pop this on my reading spreadsheet now, and then I think we can go for a walk down to the beach. And yes, we are going to lose some time for reading, but I think we need to go out for a walk. Although the forecast does say it's going to rain, I don't know. I'll take an umbrella and see how I feel. So yeah, let's just go. I think it's a little bit on the chilly side today. It started raining, I'm going to go and see if I can find a bus home. It is about 2:05 now. I'm just sat in front of my window in my library, so the sun is quite bright. I was longer down the seafront than I anticipated, and I ended up walking all the way home because I forgot it was Sunday and the buses were on the Sunday schedule, so there was no bus went past me all the way home, and it's a pretty long walk, so I'm tired after that walk. It was a nice walk. It was humid out though, which is never fun. So I did not order lunch. I got a sandwich from a deli at Cleethorpes, which was really tasty, and then I ordered a brownie, and it was called a billionaire's brownie. It was a brownie layer with caramel and then chocolate on the top, and I bought it fully intending to cut it in half, eat half today and half tomorrow. No, I ate it all. So I'm suffering for that now. But it's time to pick something else out because it's 2:05 and I think I've read for about an hour and a half today. Need to get some more hours in, but we're not hitting 24. But we've got to hit a good number. So I'm going to try and pick something out from this chaos. Okay, so I couldn't decide what I wanted to read. So instead I'm going to work on Call of the Bone Ships for a while. I really enjoyed the first book of this trilogy and I've been looking forward to getting back into it, and I'm going to get back into it now, I think. I did want to work on some standalones and things, but do you know what? Let's read this one. It is 6:10 and you are currently propped up on my Stephen King shelf, and you can see the cat litter in the background. So I am at 6 hours and 44 minutes of reading time, and I read about 60 pages of the book I was reading, the second Bone Ships book. It's not what I want to read for this readathon or reading challenge, but I'm enjoying it, but it's not what I want to be reading right now. I'll read it in the week, it's fine. So I'm just going through and having a look, and I really just don't know what I want to read. Mainly, I just want to read A House of Good Bones, but I've been coming up with some video ideas, and I needed this for that. So I'm just wondering if I just put that one on pause for now and just read this anyway. I was also looking at Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, but I don't think this is what I want to read either. Then there was Eric by Terry Pratchett, which again, I'm not sure that's what I want to read. And then some of the other books from Nottingham, they're just not what's coming forefront in my head. The only other one that really grabbed me as I move the stack away is In the Lives of Puppets, and even then I'm not sure this is what I want to read. So it's great, I just can't decide what I want to be reading right now. I should probably be reading older books, but I'm going to be starting a video reading the oldest books on my TBR, which is a little bit of a spoiler about some stuff I'm doing. So what's up there? There's Leviathan Falls, but that's a 500-page book, and kind of wanted shorter books in this readathon. There is some more T. Kingfisher up there, short stories though. Again, not quite sure I'm in the mood for short stories right now. If I was, I do have Broken Stars, edited and translated by Ken Liu. I think it's translated by Ken Liu. I know we did the other one. So just in that weird spot where I'm not quite sure what I want to read. We are definitely not hitting 24 hours of reading time because I haven't done 8 hours each day. I'm not even at 8 hours. And I'm going to be quite busy tomorrow. Some stuff has come up, so I'm going to be busier than I thought, but it's okay. I would just like to beat the time I had last time, which was, I think, if I hit 12 hours, I've won. We'll say that. If I hit 12 hours, I've won. So maybe this is what I want to read right now. And the video that this was going to be for could just wait until I have some other things. What else have I got? Yeah, there's nothing really that's calling out to me like the T. Kingfisher. Although God Killer, that could be tomorrow. I could read this tonight, and then God Killer tomorrow. I'm going to read this. This one's so pretty. It's got Under the Dust Jacket. So what time is it? It was 6:10 when I came up here. The cats are going to want to be played with as well. So Spencer Sometimes she's happy with playing for a bit, and other times she'll pester me for the entire evening because she just wants all the attention and all the plays, and she always gets them, of course. And that's their expensive litter in the background because they are spoiled princesses and they only have the best shits. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. House with Good Bones and then God Killer. I do have Sword Heart, but that is definitely for another video. I've been coming up with lots of ideas for videos, and I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to start my first one and see how I go with that one. I'm not going to tell you a lot about it in case it's just a disaster and nothing ever happens. But yeah, I think let's redo this one, and then I really am going to have to update my book journal at some point tomorrow. Good morning. It's about 9:45 on Monday, the 8th of May. My washing is going on in the background. I could have waited for the washing to finish, but I just wanted to get started on the vlog. It's undetermined whether it's going to rain today because none of the weather forecasts I've looked at can agree on anything. So I'm hanging stuff out and just keeping an eye out and hoping for the best. So last night I did not do any reading after I came on my vlog and picked a book. I didn't do anything, and instead I just played on my phone and then went to sleep. So we are at 7 hours and 14 minutes, I think, because I did actually start reading A House with Good Bones this morning. I am 60 pages into this one. So I had a look at my last 24-hour reading vlog and to see how far I managed to get through, and I got 10 hours and it's either 40 or 45 minutes through. So that is the goal we have to beat, because it's quite clear that I still can't fit in 24 hours of reading. And I've watched a couple of other vlogs, and the trend does seem to be now to time it to 24 hours and not try and stay awake for 24 hours. I'm too old for that shit anyway. So the trend is to try and read for the full 24 hours, and for some people it takes a full week. I'm trying it in 3 days and have failed because I only read for a couple of hours yesterday, not the 8 hours that I planned. I don't think I'm going to get 8 hours of reading in today because I have quite a few other bits and pieces to do around the house today, and none of it is interesting enough to go in a vlog because you don't need to see me clean the kitchen. It's just unnecessary. So 60 pages into A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher, and we're really still just getting set up. Samantha is working on an archaeological dig and they find bones unexpectedly, so the dig is shut down while that is sorted out, and she can't go back to her apartment because she expected to be away for so long that the people she lived with have let out her room while she was away and all her stuff is in storage. So she's going back to her mum, who has the house that used to belong to their grandmother, and her mum inherited the house after the grandmother died. And so we've got a lot of feelings about how the house has changed since last time she was there, because when her mum took it over, she painted it all in bright colours, got rid of some artwork, some very questionable artwork, and now she's moved back in, and the walls are not quite white, not quite beige, everything is very bland, and the questionable artwork has come back in. So we're really just getting set up because there's definitely something odd about the house and something off about what's going on. And it's split into days, and we've just hit the 3rd day that she's in the house. So definitely looking forward to getting further into this one. But then when I have read this, it does mean my book journal is 6 books behind. So I do need to work on that, and some reviews and my wrap-up notes for the month. But if I can get this read today, this means I've read 6 books so far this month, and it's only the 8th, which is bloody fantastic, because I would like to read Legacy of Brick and Bone, which is nearly 900 pages long, and that's the follow-up to Legacy of the Brightwash, and I do have it. I did get an e-arc, I didn't get around to it before the book was released, but I really do want to read that one. So that's going to take up quite a chunk of the month. So anyway, washing is on the go, and I'm going to read this for a little bit longer, and then probably just get on with just general stuff, and I'll just come back to you in a bit. It is just after 12. The weather really can't decide what it's doing. I got my washing hung out and it was all fine, quite windy, and then I looked outside and it looked like it was raining. It's got the washing in. Now it's not raining, But then there's heavy rain forecast for this afternoon. I don't know what it wants to do. I wish it would just decide, are you going to rain or not? But I have been doing a little bit more reading, not loads, because I've been doing a few other things. So I'm now at 7 hours and 54 minutes, and I'm making really good progress in A House with Good Bones. I'm on page 150, and I will be reading some more of this afternoon. Do have a couple of other bits and pieces to get done. We're still really just getting into the creepiness of everything that's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on at night. You know, hands at night is all a bit weird. I'm not quite sure what's going on yet, but it's definitely building into something really quite creepy. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. But now, it's 12 o'clock. It's a bit early for some lunch, but I'm going to start thinking about what I want and sorting some stuff out. So I've just got to sort out the cat's stuff and, you know, just general things. But yeah, I'll update you a bit later on. It is now 4:05. I have been doing a few other things around the house, but I have now been reading for a total of 9 hours and 5 minutes, and I have just this minute finished A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. So again, let's just admire the very pretty end papers. So this has a very, very slow build. It is just over 300 pages long, and most of that time is spent building up the atmosphere and the family relations and the family history before we really descend into what is quite a chaos, really, just utter chaos. So yeah, as with all T. Kingfisher, I really, really loved it. Really absorbing, and yeah, the atmosphere build-up was fantastic. It's one of those novels where the house and the environment is as much as part of the story as the characters, and yeah, just really pleased I got round to this one. So 9 hours and 5 minutes, which means I would have an hour and 45 minutes of reading to match, about an hour and 40, an hour and 45 minutes to match what I managed in my last reading vlog. Yeah, I really need to accept these 24-hour reading vlogs are just not going to happen. Just too busy. I would like to work on my book journal for the rest of the evening. So I'm not saying I'm not going to do any more reading, but if I do, it's going to be Call of the Bone Ships. So I'll just grab that one. So I did read a bit of that one yesterday. I got up to page 120. So I could read a bit more of this tonight. You know, just to beat my last reading challenge. And I've had the 3 days for this, and I have not succeeded in beating what I did last time. But anyway, I'm going to go and do things. And I don't know what. We'll see. But I'll talk to you later. It is about 5 o'clock now. I've just printed out all of my book covers to work on my book journal, so I need to go and dig all that out. And then there's 2 other books that I read before this for. I don't think I'm going to get much more reading done. We haven't managed to surpass our last 24-hour reading challenge, and as I said, it is abundantly clear I don't have it in me. Even over a 3-day weekend, just do not have it in me. But still, I've read 4 books, and that's bloody fantastic. And actually, 4 fantastic books. So I'm going to think about food soon. And then we're going to work on the book journal and catch up, because 6 books to write in a book journal, that's quite a lot. Just written up 1 book so far, now on to Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent, which is actually book 40 I read this year, and I've just realised on my numbers sheet I don't have any 1s or 2s left. So I really am just using up what was left from last year, so I'm going to have to go and see if I've got a number sheet that I started that have any 1s or 2 ones. So we shall see. Anyway, yeah, 1 book down. It's going slow. It's 7:20 now. I'm just going to work on this for the evening. It is a little bit before 9 p.m. now, and I did fully intend on doing some more reading, but Spencer has been on my lap for a while, and she was all curled up and purring. She's not on my lap anymore, but I couldn't disturb her and get a book. That would have not been fair. So, didn't get any more reading done. I'm going to go to bed soon. We didn't hit 24 hours, and we didn't beat last time. So, I'm wondering if I should try this reading challenge again at any point in the future, or if we're just going to fail. But I did get a good amount of reading done. I'm really pleased with the amount of reading I got done. I didn't get caught up on my book journal, but I don't rush my entries. I got a couple done. Happy with that. I'll work on it this week. My book journal is my relaxing time. I get to go through my stuff to put in the book journal and then cut out all the book covers. It's just a nice chill time for me. I put on some lo-fi music and just work away at it. So I think this is going to be the end of the vlog, and yeah, not quite a success. I think in 9 and a bit hours in the end. Not quite sure what my total is. Nowhere near what I did last time. So it just ended up being so much busier than I planned. But yeah, it's 24 hours of reading is just really I just end up doing so many other things. Anyway, I'm done here. My Kindle is now all charged up, ready to read Legacy of Brick and Bone this week, which I'm really looking forward to. And thanks for watching. I shall see you in my next video.